Have you ever wondered what's the most astonishing story of Lou Pearlman? Today, we're going to look at this biggest con's rise amidst the world-famous boy bands. Louis J. Pearlman was an American scammer and talent manager who lived from June 19, 1954 until August 19, 2016. Having founded and financed the Backstreet Boys, he was the driving force behind other popular boy bands of the 1990s. Following their enormous success, he went on to create NSYNC. He was accused in 2006 of operating one of the biggest and most persistent Ponzi schemes in American history, leaving over $300 million in debt. In June 2007, Pearlman was captured in Bali, Indonesia, after making an effort to escape. He entered a guilty plea to charges of conspiracy, money laundering, and making false claims when filing for bankruptcy. Pearlman was found guilty in 2008 and given a 25-year jail term. 2016 saw his passing while in federal detention. Welcome to MoneyDoc TV, a channel dedicated to entrepreneurs who risked it all to create today's most iconic brands. Let's get started. Early life. Lou Pearlman, born in New York City, was a first cousin of musician Art Garfunkel and grew up in Mitchell Gardens apartments near Flushing Airport. He used his position on his school newspaper to earn credentials, though this is disputed by Alan Gross, who claims he was the school reporter. Garfunkel's fame and wealth inspired Pearlman to pursue the music business. As a teenager, he managed a band, but turned his attention to aviation. At Queens College, Pearlman wrote a business plan for a helicopter taxi service. By the late 1970s, he launched the business, starting with one helicopter. Pearlman persuaded German businessman Theodor Uhlenkemper to train him on blimps and spent time learning about airships at Uhlenkemper's facilities in West Germany. The boy band con, the Lou Pearlman story, and the boy band tropes. The boy band con. The Lou Pearlman story is a noteworthy YouTube original documentary because it has participation from the late, convicted felon Lou Pearlman, not Lou Pearlman's ghost, Pearlman himself. He had lengthy taped chats with Alan Gross, his boyhood closest friend who kept everything while he was detained. Although film of Gross's house reveals cramped passageways in each room because of the amount of memorabilia he collected over the course of his life, the required number of members is 5. They must be gorgeous. Unique personalities need to shine through behind all the hair gel and toned muscles. Out of the 5, one is so incredibly attractive and gorgeous that many have undoubtedly told his mother that it's a shame those eyelashes were squandered on a boy. A complex picture of Pearlman is shared by Lance Bass, who is a co-producer of the movie and a member of NSYNC. With the help of his mother, Justin Timberlake's mother, Backstreet Boys and NSYNC members, some of the more than 2,000 victims of the Ponzi scheme, and Pearlman's childhood pals. The master of bait and switch was Pearlman. He tricked children and their parents into working for meager pay by promising them fame and maybe even money if they followed his instructions. He founded NSYNC because he was dissatisfied with one popular band, such as Backstreet Boys. He created a fake airline using actual photos of model airplanes. According to Scott Skinner, an FBI agent who was interviewed for the movie, Papa Lou defrauded the public out of $500 million. The dark truth behind the biggest boy bands. NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys got their start in show business thanks to a scam artist named Lou Pearlman. A startling new documentary about him known as the boy band con, the Lou Pearlman story. Here, former NSYNC singer Lance Bass, who is also the film's producer, gives us all the details. The only thing that made Pearlman famous was his cousin, the renowned folk rock singer Art Garfunkel. Pearlman was a maverick in the music business and a perplexing con artist who grew up in Queens, New York, dreaming of pop success. He worked tirelessly to extract as much credibility as possible from that affiliation, using it as a springboard to create a complex web of falsehoods that led to the execution of one of the largest Ponzi scams in American history. This man's story captivated me. All that was really known about him was that he was the founder of 2 of the biggest boy bands ever. When we talk at the South by Southwest Festival, where his documentary film, The Boy Band Con, The Lou Pearlman Story, had its global premiere, director Aaron Kunkel informs me. The reflection. This sobering and very straightforward YouTube Originals film, which follows in the footsteps of those jaw-dropping, scam-focused Fyre Fest documentaries, tells the story of how a shady blimp enthusiast built the biggest boy band empire of the 1990s, all the while stealing the hard-earned fortunes of his artists and defrauding numerous investors of their life savings. In August 2016, Pearlman passed away in jail while serving a 25-year term for his $300 million Ponzi scam. The hit Charade, an investigative book, and a 2015 Backstreet Boys documentary are just a few of the salacious versions of Pearlman's story that have already been published. In 1999, 3 years into their chart-topping fame, Pearlman gave NSYNC members and their parents make their first checks at a posh steakhouse in Los Angeles. This is one of the most surprising sequences in the movie. The band was anticipating huge payments, but all they got was a pitiful $10,000 apiece, considering they were living on $35 per diem at the time. Bass and AJ McLean of Backstreet Boys discuss feeling duped by the manipulative mastermind who set up rivalries between his pop acts, calling the fabricated NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys rivalry the biggest don't shit where you eat scenario. The mastermind took advantage of the boys' youthful naivete and hunger for fame. The truth behind Bass's silence. By contrast, Bass tells me he won't talk about the man who insisted that his disciples call him Big Papa in a simple villainous manner, mostly because NSYNC would not exist if it weren't for Pearlman. Aaron Carter, who sobs while vehemently disputing several of the charges made against his former boss, provides one of the few noteworthy rebuttals to the film's barrage of indictments. Bass says that the boy band con encounter was the one that surprised him the most. I was unaware of Aaron's relationship with Lou, and I am aware that he was the youngest of his artists. Lou took on a fatherly role because Aaron lacked a strong support network in his family. But when he speaks about him, you can see the agony on his face. The mystery. In the movie, there are a lot of theories as to what may motivate someone to do such egregious, well-known atrocities. Was he living vicariously via his boy bands, overcompensating for a lonely upbringing? Bass contends, you could tell that Lou wanted to be famous. That, in my opinion, is the reason he not only positioned himself as the sixth financial member of any organization he oversaw, but actively pursued that recognition. NSYNC gained their big break when the exhausted Backstreet Boys refused a Disney gig on the day The Happiest Place on Earth filmed their Disney special. The Disney Channel showed the concert daily for months, and album sales for NSYNC set records. The filmmakers judiciously used reenactments only where it made sense. The reality that 21 people were robbed of their retirement savings while Pearlman was living in a mansion in Orlando with a full-time driver and a Rolls-Royce is never diminished. The film's gravitas is maintained by Pearlman's voice in a dark office, as things are rarely as they appear. We really hope you enjoyed today's video. Lou Pearlman, the biggest con in the rise of the world of boy bands. Be sure to leave a like and comment below on what you loved about our video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss another great video. Until next time, we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Remember, no dream is too big.